inside. Bradshaw, Stabler back. Here comes the rush. He sidesteps. Can he throw? He can't. The ball flipped forward is loose. A wild scramble. 2 seconds on the clock. Casper grabbing the ball. It is on the fumble. Casper is recovered in the end zone. The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Madden is on the field. He wants to know if it's real. They said yes. Get your big butt out of here. He does.
Welcome to the Ladies of Darkness, a member of the Crow's Nest Podcast Network.
Brought to you by Dan at DC4L Custom Tees. More sponsors are yet to come, but now you can catch Angria every other Tuesday on The Captain and His Wenches with Captain Jack Rackham, Peggy Holmes, and our own Heidi Stabert. Today on the show, well, the obvious, we are back. Did you miss us? I missed us.
Oh my gosh. I bet everybody, all of you better say yes. And I have missed us more than words can express. So I guess let's update everyone and then we can talk about week 1 in the NFL because that was nuts.
It sure was. Do
you want to tell us about your haunted house or your ant invasion? Or do you want to talk about, what did you name your snake? What did you name your little snake?
Sammy.
Carl?
Sammy.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Sam.
Yeah,
okay.
After Supernatural.
Well, you cover whatever you want because I think you have plenty.
So over the summer, I moved to Arizona, back to my home. It is hot as balls here, and I fucking hate it. But my mom's here, my grandma's here, and snakes and spiders, which I love. Don't call me weird. I already know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
they're freaking fantastic.
I love them more than ants. I have an ant infestation right now. I wish there were spiders. In Minnesota, I've never, ever had an ant in my house. And apparently in the summers in Arizona, your whole place gets infested with these little tiny black ants. And I didn't really know that. I mean, I lived here for a long time before, but whatever. I don't remember that. Anywho.
But ick.
Oh my gosh.
I just want to say ick.
Ick. The other night, we went. I have to first start off by saying that I'm obsessed with Halloween and I already decorated my whole house with Halloween shit. So I had this Halloween tablecloth on my table and we went to sit down to dinner and I looked down and it's like the tablecloth is moving. I
was going to say, were there added decorations?
There were hundreds of ants on my kitchen table. And,
ew.
Oh my gosh. So we ate in the living room and I folded up my favorite Halloween tablecloth and put it outside. Like, I didn't know what else to do. I can't just sit there and squish them all. I don't have ant spray. Like, I didn't know what to do. So I put it outside. I'm like, okay, a majority of them have to be gone because they were all on the kitchen table. So I get up this morning and I go out and I'm getting ready to sit on my couch, wake up, I look down and my couch is moving.
Your couch is moving. I bet with that many ants, they could pick that motherfucking couch up and take it with them.
I'm sure they could. But, I look down and there's
because, they're really super strong. Super strong.
They're stronger than... They could pick me up.
Probably with that many ants. Shoot.
But ants really creep me out and gross me out. And I freaked out. I took a bottle of Windex and I sprayed all of them on my couch and they all died instantly. But so I started
well, there you go. See, you know what to do now.
Right. But when there's 10 million of them, I don't know if I have that much spray. I do have a Costco size amount of Windex, but I still don't think it's enough for all these ants. So I ended up moving to my other couch.
That reminds me of my big fat Greek wedding. Does anything hurt? Put some Windex on it. Put Windex.
Windex solves every problem, just like duct
It
tape.
does. Totally
Yep.
does. So you moved to your other couch. Now you're just going to continue collecting couches, or what
I'm
are you going
gonna
to do?
burn my house down, and move. No, luckily, I see the exterminator walking around, and he knocked on my door, and I was like, "Hey, thanks for coming. This is awesome." He's like, "Oh, I'm at the wrong house," and I was like, "No,
No, you're not.
no, come on in." And I was like, "No, I'm on the list." So
Yeah. Don't you see my name there?
He's
Come
like,
on.
"No." I'm like, "It's fine. Come on in." So he came in and he's like, "Are you just doing this, like to protect you from getting them, or do you have ants?" I'm like, I have ants. I have lots of ants. And so he sprayed my whole place, and hopefully they all die.
Oh my gosh. Well, fingers crossed.
Ugh.
I hope they die because I can't. I love living in Alaska, so we don't get these tiny little critters that you can't see. Our threats to our lives are big enough to shoot.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about that. That's one of the biggest pluses about living up here.
Yeah.
Now, it's going to be pretty close to not being able to fly anywhere pretty soon, but whatever.
And it's not like there's going to be 10,000 bears in your house.
No, there's usually just the one, and I can shoot him as long as you don't shoot him in the head because they don't care about that. They have the thickest skulls ever. But yeah, so I'm happy living in a place where I don't have to worry about something tiny in my bed trying to kill me.
Yes.
I did live in Vegas for about a year and a half, and I remember having to spray like all around the house. You have to have somebody come in like every month or every other month or something like that, just to make sure that these critters don't get in. But we still had black widows in our house. And the thing about black widows is they're usually pretty skittish. So you see them and you're scared and you run because they could kill you in a hot minute. But they're usually like, fuck this, I'm out of here. So I didn't mind them at all. It was all the other little ones like that. There's ants there. There's other spiders that are bothersome. Scorpions. Oh, scorpions. They have a lot of cockroaches. My son was only about 7 or 8, I think, when we lived down there. And we were out on a walk late like 7 or 8 o'clock, which is weird because it was dark and it was warm, which is not an Alaskan thing. I'm still trying to like wrap my brain around that. If I see somebody on TV and they're outside and it's dark and they don't have a coat on, I'm like, they must be freezing.
Yeah, that's
because every time it's dark here, it's
really
cold.
Weird here to get used to that too.
Yeah. Well, you guys are not as bad as us, but Minnesota was a lot closer.
Yeah.
To understanding what we go through.
In the winter, it got dark at like 4:30 there. But it was
that's
freezing.
Alaska. That's
and here it's 105
exactly.
And it's dark out, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, that's what we did. We waited until it was cooler at night, and we got there in July. So of course we were dying and ready to kill everybody that looked at us because we were too freaking hot to think. But we went on a walk. My son was, my kids were still pretty little, and we saw a cockroach on the sidewalk, and he goes up and he's like, "Oh, cool!" and he slams his foot down on it, and it was so disgusting. But you know what? I was glad that he'd made the effort to get rid of some bugs.
That's what boys are for.
Good job, kid.
We have I don't know, hundreds of those giant black stink bugs here, and they get flipped over on their backs, and no matter what, they can't get back over, and it's kind of funny watching them. But I always try and put them back on their feet for them, and then when they get up,
you're like one of the nicest people. I gotta say,
the only bugs I don't like are ants.
Otherwise, everybody else is cool.
Yeah, I
remember I was
going to say I love black widows and scorpions. So,
yeah. I remember last winter when you and I were talking, I think it was last fall maybe, and I had a little spider who was setting up shop in my bathroom window, and I was like, she's just going to hang out there, he or she, I don't know. They're going to hang out there and catch any little bugs. It was when I had my fruit fly problem.
Yep.
And I was like, this dude's going to take care of at least some of those little bastards. And he did. And so, you know, I left him there. And after a couple months, he left and set up shop somewhere else. And he did his job. He didn't hurt anybody. So let spiders hang out in your house. I know you want to burn it down, but just stop and think for a few minutes. They have a good purpose.
And it's bad luck to kill spiders in your house.
I know. It makes it rain.
Yep. Well, I like rain. I live in the desert now. But you can capture them and take them outside.
Yeah.
I leave them.
Exactly. And they're probably not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind them being in my house. Anyways.
When I was a kid, I was obsessed with spiders, and I used to collect them and carry them around in my purse. And
oh my God.
When I was like 3 or 4, I happened to pick up a brown recluse. And if you don't know anything about brown recluses, they're one of the deadliest spiders. And
I have to say that is the only spider we have in Alaska that can kill and bite you. Bite and kill you. Yeah. We have daddy longlegs, and they have actually more venom in their bodies, enough to kill a human being, but they don't have the teeth to bite. So
they're cute.
But we do have brown recluses. Somebody, I'm sure, in the military brought them up because that's the only way things get up here. But yeah, so I'm fully aware of them. So you continue.
Well, I ended up getting bit by it in my knee, and a hole about the size of a silver dollar made its way all the way through my knee, and it was like rotting.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't really remember it. I was 3 or 4, but my mom said I was in the hospital and they had to give me all these drugs and stuff. But it didn't make me hate spiders.
Apparently wasn't that bad.
We've been talking about creatures a lot.
You're a tough chick, that's why.
Yeah. And I'm a weirdo.
Well, tell me, okay, I want you to tell me one more thing, because I got a text from you. I got a text from Jenny like a week ago or something, and it's got some pictures attached, and she's like, look what I found. And it's a picture of a diamondback rattlesnake, and she says, I named him Sam. And I was like, what the? And then I gave her my explanation of why I like living in Alaska, because I can see almost everything that's going to try to kill me. And she was like, well, I'm a pretty good shot, so I could probably take him out, but I'm not gonna.
He was so cute, just chilling in the rocks.
That's true.
But he was like the same color as the rock, so it was really hard
he blended
to see
well.
him. And I got really close to him because I'm a dumbass, but I wanted to look at him, and he got annoyed that I was staring at him, so he kind of slithered away, and he went under this bush right on my back patio, and he just chilled there. And I live in an apartment complex, so when anyone walked by, I was like, yo, there's a rattlesnake right there, so be careful. And most people ran away screaming.
Of course.
But I went and told the office manager, and she called, like you used to be able to call the fire department or like all these people, and no one takes care of them anymore. So I watched these 3 maintenance guys try and get this snake into a bucket, and it was so comical.
Oh my God. You got to record that next time, and we can put it up on the website.
Oh my gosh, I should. It was amazing. And they finally got it into this bucket, and I was like, please don't hurt it. And they said they were just going to let it go in the desert. But he hasn't come back, and I kind of miss him because he was there for a couple hours. It was fun.
Yeah, you get attached real quick.
I do, especially when I name them.
Okay.
I should stop naming things, really.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. I should name my ghost, though. I haven't named him yet. God. He's
okay. Well, we're going to save that for another show, because that's probably a much longer story.
It is.
You and I can talk about that, because my house has been haunted since I moved in.
I remember that.
And This house is like 60 years old, and I have some of the weirdest stuff. We talked to Monster Mash Ken about this on his podcast a couple seasons back, and I don't know how many people heard that, but now I have a ghost story. I have more, by the way. I have more. There's a dead body smell that comes out of my attic every single fall around like August and September, and then it just goes away. So it's creepy. Anyways, next time we'll do that one next time.
Okay.
And we have stuff to talk about. I was going to talk about my new dog, but she's I can't even explain her. She's so weird. She's a pit bull mix, and she is one of the most interesting animals I have ever owned, I have to say. Her and my son are it's like they're almost the same stage developmentally, because she's almost 1. She'll be 1 on Wednesday the 15th, which is tomorrow, well, since we're recording now. So happy birthday, Clarice. We named her Clarice after Silence of the Lambs, because that's my daughter's favorite movie. And don't judge. And
Hello, Clarice.
Hello, Clarice. And she is no less than you would expect from a crazy ass pit bull. So if anybody has ever had one, I know Jenny, you can relate.
Yes.
She's one of the smartest dogs I've ever owned. So she listens very well when she's not chasing a cat, and or if she's trying to eat a Kleenex, a baby sock, or a scrunchie. Those are the 3 things that I cannot get her to drop unless I have her completely cornered and she has no other choice. So it's a fun time in my household, and my son's going to be 2 in just a few weeks. Aww. So Jack and Clarice fight over toys. He feeds her his food when he doesn't want it. They steal toys from each other constantly, and they cuddle a lot. It's really cute. I have pictures of him laying on her when she's napping, and he'll lay on her and drink his bottle and stuff like that. And, it's freaking adorable. And the only person, when he's just getting ready to start walking, and I know that sounds like he's behind. I get it. He's a little delayed because of his Down syndrome. So, but he's doing really everything on time for his situation. And he's walking. He's taken a couple steps, but the first person he walked to was the goddamn dog. I'm sitting there like, oh, Jack, come on, you can do it. And he stands up and he gets ready and he takes like 2 steps and grabs the dog. And I'm like, you little god. Fine, be that way. I'm glad you love the dog and the dog loves you, and that's great. But what am I, chopped liver?
Well, yeah.
Anyways.
Well, you
apparently
got Clarice as a little tiny puppy when Jack was still a little tiny puppy, and I was like, what, are you crazy? How the hell are you gonna have a puppy and a baby at the same time? But they're gonna bond forever. They grew up together.
They will. And pit bulls usually last until they're like mid-teens, so they're pretty hefty dogs, pretty sturdy. So he'll have her for a good long time, and I'm happy about that.
That's good.
So we had to put our little old man down last March, and it was really sad. And it was right after COVID hit. So, and the worst part about that, other than losing our little old man that we had for 13 years, was it was on World Down Syndrome Day, and so we didn't get to celebrate that because we had to mourn. And so that was really tough.
Yeah.
And I still get kind of misty, but my daughter was really, really tough. She had a really, really hard time because they grew up together. She was 3 when we got him, and he was 3 when we got him. So, I mean, they were, that was her dog. She loved him. And so that was sad. So we had to kind of have some more dog energy. So we got Clarice in October, and it has been an adventure ever since.
Right around Jack's birthday, right?
It was a little bit after Jack's birthday, yeah. I think a couple weeks after. So, yeah.
Fun.
Anywho. All right, well, let's stop boring people with animal stuff, and I guess we've got to talk about football. This is not an animal podcast, even though we do spend a lot of time on animal discussion and cat poop. So, it's better than the nasty vagina stuff we talked about.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God, let's not revisit that. We had a lot of really cool reactions from that one though. Awesome. All right.
People like our banter. It's okay.
I know. We're kind of nutballs.
Mm-hmm. That's why we work perfectly together.
Yes, of course.
Well, down to some business here. We're currently replacing our old phone number, and we'll update you when we have it set up. But in the meantime, check out our new website at ladiesofdarkness.com, or you can always message us on Twitter or Facebook.
And now it's time for team news.
I want better execution. Are we clear on that? I want better fucking execution.
So, team news. Well, we watched a pretty cool football game last night.
Oh, what an understatement.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to get too much into how exciting it was just yet, but I'm sure you've all seen it. But the Raiders opened their season with a Monday night brawl at home against the Ravens, and it was a slobber knocker ending in an overtime win for the Silver and Black. Ravens were projected to win by a 60% margin, which is close enough for it to swing either way. Baltimore had won 3 straight season openers by 30 or more points, but we crushed that.
Boom.
Like, yeah, I don't even know. I would like to say it was because of our home field advantage, but I really don't think that had anything to do with it.
I gotta say though, having that crowd noise, the Raider fans, I don't know who's going to argue with me. I'm sure there's going to be somebody, but probably not a lot of people. Raider fans are nuts, and we get loud, like loud. And I saw that stadium last night when, at the end of the game, when Zay Jones walked in,
the first end,
he just strolled into the end zone, and that place was every single person was standing. All I saw was arms in the air. It was crazy.
Yeah, I wish I could have been there.
I know. Oh my gosh.
I didn't see too many Ravens fans there. There were a couple.
I saw a Steelers fan
I
there.
did too. I was just going to say that.
Did you see him?
Yes, he was wearing a Juju jersey.
Jersey. Yeah.
At first,
I was like, all right, cool.
I was like, is he wearing a Bell jersey? Because doesn't he kind of play for the Ravens now? But then I was like, no, that's Juju. Yeah, that was weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he kept.
But I mean, if I lived in a city that had a football franchise, I'd probably go. Depending on the game, I'd probably go.
Oh, for sure.
And opening Monday night, opening game in Allegiant Stadium with fans, sure, why the hell not? I would go.
When I go to games that are not my team, I usually don't wear a random jersey that doesn't fit there. But to each their own, whatever.
There are different levels of mental illness, so we all have our own.
True.
Good times.
Anywho, I wonder if y'all will notice the change in my Minnesota accent as I live here longer, because it is fading out a little, but I still get the
I've noticed that.
Anywho and
anywho, and don't you know?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lose that. But
good, because it's part of your charm. It's part of what I love about you.
Oh, thanks. So one of the big reasons that we had such a fantastic game last night was because of our shiny new defense. They were incredible. I was not mad at them. Maybe a couple times, but that's normal for, being a Raiders fan.
Not nearly as often as possible. Not nearly as often as usual.
Exactly. So the Raiders made a huge push in the offseason to improve the defense, which obviously worked, but most notably the linebacker core. The team picked up several big defensive names to try to round out the defense, which has been the biggest failure for the last decade or 5.
Or 10 or 20.
Yeah. Since its inception.
Yes. Since Chucky 1.0.
Yeah, back in the day. He made some funny faces last night. Did you?
Good, but not as many as usual. I kind of was like, I only saw him say the F word like once.
Yeah.
Maybe I missed it sometimes, but I'm pretty good at reading Chucky's mind, or reading his lips, his mind too. I'm pretty tuned into Chucky. Heidi actually said the other night that she would really love to have see a conversation between me and John Gruden and they couldn't post it, like they couldn't put it on ESPN because it would just be one long bleep. Like, shut up.
Most of the faces I saw from him were just confusion, like what just happened.
Yeah.
Did you see the baby dress as Chucky? Because that was amazing.
Yes, that was the best moment of the game.
I know.
Well, except for a couple others, but that was the best fan of the game.
Yes.
So whoever did that, A+. Do it again.
Yes. I am Lady Chucky for Halloween this year, and I love my costume.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's going to be outstanding.
Yes, I can't wait. Anywho, since we're talking about new readers, let's talk about our favorite pickups. Favorite off-season pickup, mine would have to be KJ Wright. He spent the last 10 seasons with the Seahawks and won a Super Bowl as a member of the Daunted Legion of Boom. Boom. In 144 games, he's picked up 934 tackles, 66 tackles for loss, 13.5 sacks, 6 interceptions, 54 passes defense, 11 forced fumbles, and 9 fumble recoveries. That kind of started to sound like the 12 Days of Christmas song.
It did.
9 fumble
Those are the kind of defensive
recoveries.
players we want.
Right? Last year alone, he had 86 tackles, 11 for loss, 2 sacks, an interception, and a whopping 10 passes defense. He'll definitely be a welcome addition at strong side linebacker.
He was pretty badass last night too. I was really impressed. Yeah. So, anyways, mine I have 2. Casey Hayward. I've loved that man for several years. I wrote a piece a few years back that kind of listed. Well, I went through and discussed what a lockdown corner was, and at that point in time, I think it was 2016. So it's been a few years, but he still has played top level. I mean, the dude is badass. Between him and whoever the other cornerback is on San Diego, or where are they at now? Los Angeles Chargers.
Los Angeles, yeah.
They play in the sperm stadium.
Yeah.
That damn stadium looks like a sperm. I don't care what you say. It's like a comedy sperm. Anyways, he came over to rejoin his defensive coordinator, Gus Bradley, who we now know has made significant improvements. Mm-hmm. So maybe Gus Bradley should be one of our favorite offseason pickups, but that goes without saying, I think. He's been in the league since 2012. He's been a consistent name on the top cornerback lists year after year. He's currently tied for 9th all-time in interceptions with 23 and tied for 6th with 100 passes defensed.
Wow.
He's going to be a huge improvement in the secondary and hopefully a big influence on Trayvon Mullen. And now to Yannick. Mm-hmm. I love me some Yannick Ngakoue.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people probably want to say he's washed up, but he has a great resume. And last night he made his presence known.
Yeah, he did.
He was in Jacksonville for 5 seasons and a member of the infamous Saxonville. Last year he was traded a couple times. Jags sent him to Minnesota for 6 games, and then he went to the Ravens for 9 games. And even with all that moving around, he still managed to record his 5th season with at least 8 sacks. His 18 forced fumbles ranked 2nd in the league since 2016. However, there is news that he possibly suffered a long-term injury last night. So I am really hoping that is not true. But Ick. So let's hope and pray and fingers crossed, all that good shit stuff. Excuse me. So Jenny, what was what? What'd I do?
You just corrected your shit when I've said the F word like 20,000 times.
I'm trying to be nice. I'm sprinkling it in.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. I apologize for.
If we ever get a contract with a big network or something, we may have to have a lot of bleeps in here.
Yeah, I guess. Or I could cut back.
We could both try. It's like Chucky on Hard Knocks. I gotta stop cussing. That was my favorite moment of that season.
Aw.
That was the best. Anyway, so what was your favorite moment, Jenny?
Oh my gosh. There's so many to pick from. But I know this is silly because it was bad. But when we won the first time, when we didn't actually win, and everybody ran out on the field and they were celebrating and they didn't know what was going on, obviously, but Gruden knew.
Right.
And he was standing there, just arms crossed, pissed off face, like just waiting. He's like, I'm not going to tell him to come back
He
in
knew.
yet. Yeah,
Yep.
he knew. And he's just standing there waiting. And I celebrated super crazy. I probably woke up the entire complex because I was
totally. We did
screaming.
the same thing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
It was so loud. And because from the beginning of the game, the first quarter, I was like, oh my gosh, we're totally going to get smoked. Like, I don't even want to watch this shit. And to have that happen, I was like in tears, screaming, and jumping up and down, scaring the crap out of my dog. And then I sat back down and I was like, wait a minute.
God damn it.
What just happened? And then I was 100% sure that we were going to blow that. And we didn't. So that was incredible. And I was so happy. And Carr, just watching him talk after the game, he's so humble and wonderful. And I just love watching him talk after a win. It's great.
You can tell he's one heck of a leader. I mean, he's got the respect of everybody there. There was some rust going on last night, but it was on both teams. And this game really reminded me, it was shades of the Thursday night football game that we won 3 times over the Chiefs a few years back. Remember? We had to win, and then we had to go back and win again. Then we had to go back and win again.
Yes. Yeah. It's always
It was awesome. Anywho, so we had kind of the same situation. We were at a local pub, and that's where our Raiders of the Far North meet and we watch games and get together and everything. And we had a couple of the guys run in we're in this tiny little room. So if we have a lot of people show up, some of the guys and gals have to sit out in the main area. A couple of them came in and ran around and gave everybody high fives. And then I'm like, crap. I saw Gruden's face. And I'm like, crap.
No, yep.
I did the same exact thing. And I was like, oh, God. And then Hattie's like, they're going to call that back. His thighs down. I was like, shit.
Oh.
And then I was pretty sure it was over. But it wasn't. But wait, there's more.
Right? The defense really held their own. Like, that could have been over real fast after that. But the defense held them. And then, of course, Lamar made some mistakes.
He was forced into some mistakes. Here's the thing about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is a great freaking player. He's a great quarterback. He is dangerous in a lot of different ways. He's not as dangerous in the pocket, but they were trying that last night. That was one of the things they were really attempting to do. They changed up their game plan, and their entire playbook was kind of based more around him staying in the pocket and not using his legs as much. And he paid for it. He paid for it a lot because Max Crosby and Yannick Ngakoue were sandwiching him on a regular basis. Yeah. I went back and I rewatched the game last night because I couldn't help it. So I was watching, when you're in the heat of the game, it's kind of hard. I don't do a good job of paying attention to this guy's here and that guy's there. And, I watch the plays as they develop. And if even the numbers, I'm like, I don't know who's number 4. I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm just caught up in the moment. Right.
Yeah.
So I try to go back and watch it again. And when I watched it again, they were disruptive. They were pushing that pocket every single play, just about. I mean, they were making their moves. And it's not even, they weren't even a bend, don't break defense. They were a defense.
Mhm.
And there wasn't a whole lot of blitzing, but the pass rush was good. It was there. And it was, I mean, we got 3 sacks on the dude. That's pretty damn good for
For a huge,
Lamar Jackson.
huge running quarterback like him. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Speaking-
he's
Oh, go ahead.
he's good. Go ahead.
Speaking of running quarterbacks, I completely forgot this happened because of the end of the game, but when Mariota went out there,
Oh my gosh.
was so confused for a second. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then he ran and ran. I'm like, why can't Carr do that? Why can't he run? But that was amazing.
It was his only play of the game, and apparently he got hurt, but it was his only play of the game. And I still think that, was he our top rusher?
Yes, he was.
I think by the end of the first half, he was.
He was at the end of the first half, yes.
Yeah. I think what's his name? Kenyon Drake, who I was real impressed with last night as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he's going to be a really good stand-in for Josh Jacobs, who's apparently suffering from some turf toe.
Yeah.
And we know turf toe can last quite a long time. Yeah, it was ugly.
He didn't do too great, and I don't know if it was because of his injury or what.
He's probably.
I've got to let
I mean, we worked the man like a horse last year.
Yeah. So towards the end, after we had won and then didn't win, I was like, hey, maybe they should bring Mariota back in to run the touchdown in.
Yeah, no shit.
But we didn't need it.
But we got over it. It was okay.
I wish Ruggs had gotten more targets.
Yeah, I don't know. He really needs, he needs to be those deep routes. That's really what he does best. Yeah. And
yes,
I'm still happy we got him, but Bryan Edwards, he's going to be the man. He's going to be the man to watch. He's going to be the playmaker. I don't think that we're going to have many problems with receiving if he's in there, if Waller's in there. If Waller is Waller and not the guy that he was last night, because last night he was a little off, I guess. I don't know. Little off. We'll go with that one.
Yeah.
But I'm just checking here. Josh Jacobs end up with as our leading rusher with 34 yards, and Marcus Mariota was second with 31.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Drake had 6 carries for 11, but he was also a really big part of the passing game. He was 5 for 5 and had 59 yards. So, I mean, you can't ask for much more than that.
No, that's incredible.
Now, he was, 4th. Now, the guy directly behind him, Zay Jones and Henry Ruggs were tied for, receptions for 46 yards. They had 2. Zay Jones obviously had the best one.
Yes. The best one.
But Ruggs was targeted 5 times, and at least 2 of those were just, why didn't he get those? I don't know. But yeah, so Carr spread the ball around a lot last night, and I feel really bad for Willie Snead because that poor dude, he had to feel about 2 inches tall when he missed that ball. He knew it was coming in hot. He knew his number was called. Derek's not, if he doesn't have to, if he knows where he's going and his receiver's there, he's going to whip that ball out in 2.2 seconds,
Yeah.
And
that was awful.
Poor Snead. That was really awful. And that's where I thought we lost the game too. I was like,
yep.
God, we've seen this before. However, here's something, Jenny. Jenny, are you listening?
Jenny?
I'm
here.
We scored off of both of our turnovers.
No way.
Both of them. We didn't have turnovers last year to score from. Well, not a whole lot. Anyways, but the ones we did, we really were not doing a good job. We are 100% on our turnover score.
That's insane. Usually when we get a turnover, we end up turning it right back over.
Yeah, that's our total MO right now. Well, it used to be. Not right now.
No, not right now.
Last year.
Yeah, we
Not
were
right
like,
now. Let's not. Don't
oh,
jinx
I'm
it.
sorry. Was this your ball? Here, have it back.
Here. I'm sorry, we took this from you. Let me
Yeah.
share it back with you.
Too kind.
Yeah. Well, we all know Derek's a really kind guy. So
Yeah.
anyways, so that was our game last night. We were very excited. I'm sure the rest of you have as big of a headache as we do. At least I hope so. Talked to Captain Jack last night, and his voice was absolutely gone. Just
Oh, jeez.
he was. We'll go ahead and do a show on Thursday. So this week, if you want to catch me and Heidi on the Captain Jack and his wenches, it's going to be Thursday. So tune in then. Hopefully the captain has his voice back. And this is a video stream, so it's live. Thursday, it'll be, I think it starts at 9 Eastern time, maybe. Somewhere in there. Just keep an eye on Jack's page. And we'll try to post it on ours too. So,
Cool.
anyways, should we move on to the rest of the insane football week?
Sure,
'Cause
sure.
It was pretty damn insane. All right,
Yes, it
cool.
was.
Well, let's go to news outside the nation.
To satisfy your passing fancy with the rest of the league, here's the news outside the nation.
Whatever. Oh, man. So this weekend of football was probably the most exciting week one I've seen in, I don't know, ever. There were so many close games, exciting games that I would watch again that I normally wouldn't because I only watch the Raiders over and over. But
No judgment.
the opening weekend brought everything you'd hope it would. Big shockers in New Orleans and Cincinnati. It seems like every game had its drama, from the Bengals celebrating like they won the Super Bowl, my favorite thing, but, aside from the Raiders game this weekend,
That was awesome.
to Aaron Rodgers folding like a lawn chair against the Saints. I don't know what happened to Aaron Rodgers. Aside from the fact that he looks like Nicolas Cage from the movie Con Air. I don't know if you've seen that, but that's what he looks like right now. He really, really screwed up and did not take any of the blame. And I think that's a little fucked up. Messed up. Sorry.
That's okay. Let's not even worry about it because we can't change who we are, and people love who we are, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. It's been a while. People probably already forgot about us.
Probably. Who are these bitches?
Exactly. Anywho, I wasn't expecting that. I picked the Packers to win that game. That was actually one of the picks that I got wrong this week. Anywho, the Cowboys, they almost beat the Bucks, which was incredible to watch because I thought that they would get stomped. Because, Tom Brady,
Everybody did.
Super Bowl, all that nonsense. But Tampa Bay ended up driving down the field to score a final field goal, which ruined the game, ending in 31-29. Brady, aka Suck It, has the most wins by a QB in week one at 15. Well, yeah, he's 100 years
annoying.
old.
I know. I made that comment on a post on Facebook or Twitter or one of those places that you have to be for some reason. And somebody like, Tom Brady's the best thing ever. Oh my God. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, okay, he's great, but he's 102. Calm down.
Right. Yes.
he's going to be done soon. And I am convinced that he sacrifices virgins and bathes in their blood just so he can, he does a whole, who's that lady? What's her name?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Mary Poppins?
I don't remember her name. They did no, it's not Mary Poppins. No. She was like a countess or something. They did the season of American Horror Story on her.
Oh.
The Coven.
Yeah.
Coven season.
Yeah. Speaking of Tom Brady, I haven't been able to vent about this to anybody, so I have to say I really, really, really hate those Subway commercials.
Oh my God.
Like more than anything. And I get what they're trying to do, but if you don't have time to fit everything in your ad, maybe instead of spending $8 million paying Tom Brady to be in it, buy some more ad space. Like,
Right.
shut the fuck up, Subway. You're stupid. And Tom Brady's smelling the bread, and they're like, you don't even eat bread. Like, really?
I know. I was just going to say that one. Oh my gosh. Like, seriously, dude. Seriously.
Ugh. It's just awful. They need to stop with that.
They do.
I'm actually
already.
surprised that Tom Brady is agreeing to do that, but whatever. It's whatever.
I don't know. I think he's setting himself up for retirement. Not like he doesn't have enough freaking money, and his wife doesn't have enough freaking money, but
I
who
don't
knows?
know.
Whatever.
Gronk's ads are funny. I like Gronk's ads.
Oh God,
Because he's
I
stupid
hate
and
them.
hilarious.
Oh, he's so dumb.
Mhm.
He's such a stereotypical football player who's been hit in the head too many times.
Oh, for sure.
I don't even think it's that. I think he was dumb to start with. I really do.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I just think he's a dumb person.
Well, he
My
went to the U
favorite
of A.
commercial-
What do you expect?
Hi, you'd like to apply for admission here? Welcome in.
Yeah, exactly.
Now my dog's trying to eat my wall.
What the fuck?
This is the fun of having a pit bull. I have so much furniture. There she goes. Do you see her, Jenny? She's taken my pillow. She's trying to eat my pillow.
Oh,
No, you cannot eat the pillow. Clarice, stop it.
Clarice. Oh, she's so cute, though. Look at her stupid little eyes.
I know. She's got this adorable, stupid, humongous pit bull face. And it's hard to... And she's got blue eyes. So she's very much a Merle. I don't know how much anybody knows about pit bulls and their markings, but she's a Merle pit bull. And look that up. They're gorgeous dogs. And she has a full white head except for her ears. And so she's like a white mask, blue eyes. And she's got kind of the albino features. So her eyes always look bloodshot.
Yes.
That's poor thing. Anyways. That's my dog. Back to football. What were we talking about? My favorite commercial. I have to say.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to. Let's not talk about Gronk anymore because he's dumb. My favorite commercial is the one with the tag team guys.
Oh, that's the best. They played that a lot last night.
So cute. I know. I was so happy. I just think it's hilarious that like the mom's sitting there, jamming with the tag team guys, and I don't know if it's the son-in-law or the daughter-in-law and the spouse, whoever comes in, and the guy's like, "Ooh, scoop!" And he like throws his hand up. It's just hilarious. And at the end, they're doing the dance, the kid and play dance, and whatever. Anyways,
I like when he goes,
moving on.
Sprinkles at the end.
I know. It's fantastic. Shades of my youth.
Oh my gosh.
Good times.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
should we talk more about
moving
football?
on. Yeah. The Steelers actually held their own against the Bills and actually beat them, which was a huge shock because Big Ben cheeseburger, double cheeseburger played like crap.
Mm-hmm.
And
It was their defense.
yeah. And the
Their
Bills
defense saved them.
It did. The Bills have been good recently. Like I'm totally obsessed with what's his face?
Josh Allen?
No. How is that? Diggs. How is it that
Stephon Diggs? Yeah,
Yes.
there we go.
I love how I forgot his name when I'm obsessed with him ever since he was in Minnesota.
Right.
I have a signed jersey from him, and I almost wore it during that game just to support them. But it's size like triple XL man size, so it doesn't even almost fit me. But
You can wear it for jammies.
I could, but it's signed and it costs a lot of money.
If it's signed, though, yeah. You just put it on the wall.
Yeah.
Breaking news really quick. The Raiders signed Damian Square off the Bears practice squad after the Gerald McCoy injury, which, by the way, pissed me off so very much.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, that's interesting.
What else happened? Oh, my gosh. The Bears who got their asses whooped last night by the Rams. Not last night,
No.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
Whatever. I have to say that I am not sure what happened. The other game that I was really shocked about, actually there's two. The Browns and the Chiefs.
Oh my gosh.
The Browns beat the holy livid hell out of the Chiefs for 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And then Mahomes did what Mahomes does. And the Browns, I don't know if they just crumbled or what. I watched the game. I don't even remember what happened. It's like they just didn't, I don't know. They just didn't play anymore.
They gave up.
They all of a sudden were starstruck by Kelsey and Mahomes. I have no idea what happened.
I don't know, but Mahomes and Hill got me a hell of a lot of fantasy points during that game.
That's good. That's good.
That was a fun game to watch. I enjoyed it. I would have enjoyed it more if they lost, but
Yeah. Well, Chiefs are playing the Ravens next week, and we know who we're rooting for. So
yes,
the Ravens just lost a really, really big heartbreaker, so they have to be due for something.
Oh yeah, they'll totally beat the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, anyways, what's the last one? I mean, there was one other game. Oh,
The Lions
you're going to cover
game?
that, aren't you? Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Lions came within a hair's breadth of beating the 49ers, making all Niners fans collectively shit themselves.
I can confirm that.
Yes.
I have a friend who's a Niners fan. And I was like, he got some gray hairs from that. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. I'm pretty sure I did from the Raiders game last night. I think.
Oh, I
actually-
have
Yeah.
I have 3 or 4 new ones.
Yeah.
It's sad, but I'll take them. If we win, I'll take them. That's fine.
Yeah. We can just have silver and black hair. Like, nothing wrong with that.
Totally.
That's probably why
I'm down.
the Raiders are silver and black, because they give people gray hair, and that's where they got their name.
Yeah. Could be.
Because we both have dark hair, so, let the silver come.
I'm going to dye mine. I can't do it anymore. It's annoying. At some point, this is the good thing about having hair dye. I was going to say this is a good thing about being a woman, but a lot of guys do this too. When I want to change, I just dye my hair.
Yeah.
Get a haircut. Do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a nice big difference.
Yeah, it does.
Anyways, but we do seriously have to talk about something that's unprecedented.
I'm so sick of that word.
Did you? Unprecedented?
Yes.
I'll stop saying it. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, it's fine. It's just because of COVID, and it's been said every day for a year and a half. Anywho.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I'm tired of the word misinformation and disinformation.
Oh,
Those are the dumbest phrases. Those are the dumbest terms in all of history right now.
It doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't. Whatever. Anyways, we're not doing COVID. We're not doing COVID. We're not doing COVID. We're not doing politics. We're not doing religion. We are doing Raiders and football. But okay, so here's the serious thing that's brand new. Brand new, is that better?
Yeah.
all of the West Division teams came out of week 1 undefeated. So both the NFC and the AFC West has 4 winning records right now.
Whoa.
It's amazing.
It's
It's
unprecedented.
crazy. No, it is unprecedented. I swear I was not going to say that again. I don't want to piss Jenny off. We don't want her to leave. So
I'm just very passionate
right now,
about English language.
yeah, I get it. So basically now the standings are pretty good for the AFC. I do believe that our division is, well, we're the only ones that got 4 wins. The rest of the AFC North is the next with 2. So, because the Browns shit the bed.
Yeah.
And I'm convinced that's why they're called the Browns.
Probably.
It's interesting. I thought it was really cool. So, whatever. But
That is cool.
NFC North, let's note, is doing their best to take over the NFC least because they have 0 wins. 0. You heard that right. 0 wins. 9 times. Anywho's, so we're not going to do a throwback this week, but we will bring that back. So stay tuned. Don't worry. I think this week was enough of a history maker. Don't you think?
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'll never
big
forget
time.
it.
So let's move on to our favorite part. Let's go to our lady killer. Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
Who's that lady killer?
Baby, I'm low down, gal. I've been watching you.
All right, lady killer. This was, well, there were a lot of lady killers last night, and honestly, there were a lot to choose from, but I didn't have a problem choosing one. I don't have a hard time because this man was amazing last night. He's always amazing, and I'm just going to overuse the word amazing because he's amazing. I chose Mad Max, not just because of his badass stats, which totaled 6 tackles, 4 of them solo, and 2 sacks. But because...
And an assload of pressures and an assload of everything else. I just have to throw that in because I 100% support this decision.
Yes. But mostly because of learning about his 18 months of sobriety, which is not easy. It is not a small feat. It is incredible. He made a very tough decision to go to rehab and stick with it. I have a quote from him that made me happy to read. He said, "Life is great. I'm really enjoying every single day. I'm enjoying the work." So he's proud of himself, and he did it to better himself. And it makes me really happy. So he can be around and be a Raider forever.
Mm-hmm. It was really nice to hear him. Well, I guess it wasn't really him talking about it, but the announcers on Monday Night Football were talking about how he was watching Darren Waller and seeing how well he was doing and how impressed he was with he had to work every single day, but every single day was a gift. And he was happy to see Darren Waller. And he's like, I need that. I need to do that. And it's hard. It's not easy. I personally have not had to deal with it, but I've watched several people in my life deal with alcoholism and substance abuse. And it's something you battle with every single day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a feat that you have to appreciate. And every time Darren Waller's sobriety birthday comes up, I am really super proud of him. And the cool thing is, they said that every week he's on a Zoom call for his AA meeting, and the other guy on that Zoom call is Darren Waller. There's 7 guys on that call, and it's probably an NFL call, I would guess, since Tuesday's their day off. Just be, throwing that out there. But yeah, that's a good one.
That's awesome. Yeah, and doing it during the pandemic must have been really hard. Like, you're sitting around doing nothing, and it was off season, and like, what are you going to do other than drink? I mean, it's or think about drinking. Yeah. Like, damn, he's got to be really strong.
Yeah, I live in a state where alcoholism is a huge issue. Between the darkness and the just kind of the loneliness and it's remote. A lot of places in Alaska are so remote you can't go anywhere. You have to literally have a plane to get out of places. And this is something I've seen across the state. We have so many alcoholics and drug addicts, and it's out of control right now, and it's gotten so much worse during the pandemic. And it's easy to see why. So hug your local person, hug the person next to you. If they look like they're struggling, ask them if you can help.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, who's your lady killer?
I have Carl Nassib. No question. The man stepped up when we needed him to step up. The man forced the fumble that set us up for the game-winning touchdown, And I'm glad that he is going to be remembered this week, not for being the only openly gay active player in the NFL, but for making a play that won us the game. Bottom line, he won us that game. And anybody else got something to say? Come on, bring it. He did a great job. And he's not like he's not a 100% starter right on the line. He's that guy, the rotational guy, and he does a pretty decent job. I think he took a pay cut in the off season to help us structure some deals so we could actually get some other players on the defense. And that obviously made a huge difference. And that was just that one play. That's all we needed from him last night. And we got it. Mm-hmm. It was perfect.
Yes.
I do have a runner-up, however. Mr. AJ Cole. That man punted his ass off.
Oh my gosh. That was insane.
It was insane. Can I tell you? Okay, so he punted 6 times. His average was 52.7.
Dang. Maybe he should be our field goal kicker.
No, our field goal kicker did fine last night. He did just fine. So we're going to keep these guys where they're at. His longest field goal was 67 yards.
Whoa.
That he was channeling some Ray Guy shit last night. And you know what? That absolutely kept us in the game. He dropped 2 of those within the 20, inside the 20. And considering where most of our punts started, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he had to get a nod there. So yeah, that man deserves it.
It was kind of
keep kicking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was. So, well, I guess that's long enough. We've been droning on for quite a while about bugs in football.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us again on Ladies of Darkness. It's nice to be back. We are a Crow's Nest Podcast Network production. If you're interested in donating some money to keep the ladies in the dark, please do so. Our PayPal link will be up on all of our social media accounts. Coming soon, more of us, thankfully. So make sure you subscribe to us in your favorite podcast app to get all of our shows.
And again, we will have a new number for you to call. I didn't keep up with our old number, so Google took it away.
Stupid Google.
Stupid Google. Stay tuned for that. But again, you can always message us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We do get those messages, and but we do want to have our voicemails too, because those can be really fun. Mm-hmm. And you can also go to ladiesofdarkness.com to check in and find all of our episodes. Again, find me every other Tuesday on The Captain and His Wenches. And keep an eye out on our social media pages. We've got some cool contests coming up. So make sure you listen and get in on the action.
Sweet.
And we will be back next week.
All right. Go Raiders.
You ready, Jenny? Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.